We're guiding clients and customers throughout the entire transaction. That's Stephanie Jones of Next Home. Visit stephaniesells.com and let her work with you for your next home. Don't settle for ordinary. Choose Next Home Superior Living for your extraordinary real estate journey.
You're watching home to CBS Mornings, WZMQ 19.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Kevin Hodge. Tonight on your WZMQ 19 News, with 1 day left until Election Day, we're talking with local clerks about how prepared they are to take everyone's ballots. Plus, we'll hear from law enforcement on what they're doing to make sure everyone is able to vote safely, and some tips on how to remain relaxed and free from anxiety this election season. Your 19 News at 6 starts now.
Live from the UP, this is WZMQ 19 News at 6.
As we head on through the night, not all that cold, though the showers will probably pick up again as we go on past midnight here. Not much wind. Temperatures will be dropping near to where our normal highs are, dropping into the mid-40s. And the rest of the Upper Peninsula we'll keep that thread of some scattered showers again, mainly after midnight. Pretty uniform temperatures with the clouds and the precip, upper 40s to the lower 50s by daybreak on Election Day. Speaking of Election Day, we'll have that Election Day forecast later in the show. Kevin?
Thanks, Tom. And developing now, Iron Mountain police are investigating bombing and shooting threats at the First National Bank earlier today. At about 10 a.m., officers were notified of the threats and immediately headed to the bank. It was safely evacuated and all other branches were locked down. An unnamed 40-year-old woman is being charged with terroristic threats and improper use of a telecommunications device. Police are working with First National Bank security personnel to ensure safety of employees and customers. Anyone with information related to the incident is asked to contact the Iron Mountain Police Department. All tips will remain confidential. There is now increased police presence at other bank locations, including the Kingsford and South Branch offices. County clerks have been working for months to prepare for tomorrow's election. Today, they're preparing for the last round of voters and getting ready to start the count. Our Michigan Capitol correspondent Sophia Murphy has more from county clerks as they prepare for Election Day.
Marquette County saw nearly 8,000 voters at 6 different sites over the past 9 days.
We're all very pleased as county clerks to see these nice numbers come through.
Marquette's county clerk says they're expecting long lines on Election Day. To keep things moving, Talsma says to make sure you check your registration and polling location ahead of time and have your ID ready to go.
They'll scan in their ID and proceed down the line to get their ballot and tabulate. So I'm hoping it'll be a smooth transaction for all the voters.
The cities of Houghton, Marquette, and Ishpeming have all begun pre-processing absentee ballots. But the count doesn't start until polls close. Clerks will continue to accept mail-in ballots, and voters can put ballots in drop boxes until 8 p.m. on Election Day.
There's nothing that anybody will find out before. That's just getting a little bit ahead of the game, which is kind of nice.
Marquette's first round of numbers is expected to come in around 9 p.m., but Talsma says they might be counting votes until close to midnight.
The early voting center in itself, that was brand new this year for the first time. For the third one, I think we did good, and now we just got to get through tomorrow.
We have to do our due diligence on our end and make sure that everything's done correctly.
3.1 million voters have already cast their ballots. That's close to 45% of all registered Michigan voters. UP County clerks say they're ready for one last busy day of voting in this year's presidential election. Sophia Murphy, WZMQ 19 News, Marquette.
In this election cycle, there are deep divides between candidates, political parties, as well as among the voting public. 19 News spoke with Marquette County Undersheriff Lola Larson about potential problems with voter intimidation and any other illegal activities surrounding this year's election. Although the sheriff's office has no viable threats, they will be deploying extra deputies throughout the county in case they are needed, such as in the case of voter intimidation. All right, and Larson also said the county will activate its emergency operations center on Election Day to be prepared for any unforeseen problems. And election season has a way of getting our blood pumping and stressing us out. A recent survey from the American Psychological Association shows 69% of us are feeling anxious during this presidential election cycle. And WZMQ's Sarah Blakely is back here in the studio with some tips on managing our anxiety. Hey, Sarah.
Hey, Kevin. Yeah, that same survey showed 77% of us are also concerned about the future of our country. I spoke with a counselor from Pathways Community Mental Health in Marquette to learn some ways we can reduce our anxiety.
Vice President.
Unhinged and unstable.
It's everywhere, on TV, yard signs, text messages, social media. It can feel hard to escape all the commotion of this election season.
Anecdotally, more than I've seen before.
Chad Hale, the Chief Operations Officer at Pathways Community Mental Health in Marquette, says elections especially can be the perfect storm for inducing anxiety.
Because a big portion of creating anxiety for ourselves is not knowing. We love to predict the future and worry about it, but when we get stuck in a spinning cycle, it becomes unproductive.
Hale thinks one of the biggest reasons for that is social media and the algorithm that's created to show you more of what seems to be grabbing your attention.
There's some good information in social media, but it's often littered with personal opinions and other people sharing their anxiety.
So how do we break out of it? Hale recommends first and foremost limiting the amount of information you're consuming, cutting back on social media or logging off altogether, and getting good sleep, exercise, and a healthy diet.
Being really present in the moment, present in what you're doing, present with the people that you're with, present in thinking about other things that matter to you.
Hale says for a lot of people, anxiety isn't something they can just get over. So if your anxiety feels pervasive, it's okay to seek help from a professional.
We're beings that co-regulate each other, that when I'm connecting with other people and they're calm, then that can encourage me to be calm.
Chad also said a good exercise to try if your anxious thoughts are keeping you awake at night is to just think of random words. They don't have to have any association. Television, puppy, purple, 7. Random words that start with the last letter of the previous word is also a good technique. So like talent, tiptoe, elephant, that sort of thing. Chad says that it mimics what our brain does when we're dreaming, and so we can kind of trick our brain into thinking it's time to go to sleep. So I might try that one tonight.
Yeah, that could be a way to do it, Sarah.
Yeah.
And welcome back to the studio.
Thank you.
It's been a while. You'll
Yes.
be joining me here on the desk tomorrow for Election Day. We'll
Yes.
have a lot to cover, so really glad to have you back.
I am happy to be back. Tomorrow's going to be a big day for us.
Absolutely. All right, thanks, Sarah. And your first warning weather forecast is coming up after the break. Plus, Jim Koski is in the building for Life in the 906. Today he's talking about history, but in a way we might not expect. And the city of Escanaba is looking for the public's input as they put together their master plan. We'll have more on what they're looking for when we come back.
When it comes to fathers and sons, these guys are winners.
I have a wonderful opportunity to win $50,000 by submitting a documentary about something that inspires me. It's going to be a day in the life of Damon Papa Fulton Sr.
Oh boy, you're complimenting me. What's that gonna cost?
And my documentary is called Icon, the man who doesn't quit.
I mean, he had me at Icon.
I knew I'd get him with Icon.
Papa's House is all new. CBS tonight after The Neighborhood and streaming on Paramount+.
John's Auto is quickly becoming everybody's favorite place to get their car fixed. John's Auto is quickly becoming everybody's favorite place to fix their car. Was that right? For a better service experience, come to John's Auto Market. Why do I keep forgetting that word? Experience. Okay, go. 3, 2. For a better service experience, come to John's Auto Market.
And don't forget,
Under Kamala, there's been a big hike in Medicare premiums. Social Security benefits don't go far with Kamala's inflation slamming seniors. Now Kamala wants struggling seniors to pay more Social Security taxes, while she gives Medicare and Social Security to illegals. That will doom Medicare. President Trump will make sure no one cuts Medicare or Social Security. Trump lowered Medicare premiums, and he'll end the tax on Social Security.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
Tonight's weather is brought to you by Shunk Furniture.
Recliners, recliners, recliners. Nobody gives you more choices than Shunk Furniture Marquette. There's a tremendous selection of high-leg recliners in stock or custom order. We have the largest selection of La-Z-Boy rocker recliners, hundreds of styles, sizes, and colors to choose from. And a great selection of leather and leather power recliners, all here for you to try. We have big chairs like the Beast and small chairs that will fit just about anywhere. They're all 25 to 35% off. Shop Shunks at Marquette today.
Now, WZMQ TV19 First Warning Weather with meteorologist Tom DeVecchio.
Checking out the headlines for the Upper Peninsula. Looks like we'll see some rain showers. Not bad this evening, but later on tonight after midnight, some of those showers will go, and it looks like we will have a good chance of seeing some rain as you head on toward the polls. More on that a little later in the show here. We'll be on the cool side as well. Rest of the week, dry, cool, seasonal for Wednesday as we head on there Wednesday through Friday. So Futurecast showing the showers gradually picking up after midnight. Most of you, looks like some light rain from areas of Marquette and Iron River east toward Munising and out towards Sault Ste. Marie. Things are going to be a little wet for most of you for tomorrow. You can see a lot of rain, steady rain really for most of the Upper Peninsula, particularly during the afternoon, Newberry towards Sault Ste. Marie. So have the umbrella and make sure that you wear the jacket. It's going to be seasonably chilly. And then things start to dry out Tuesday night, setting up some decent looking weather on Wednesday. Not much wind for tonight, as you can see, as the winds kind of shift and stay fairly light. And most of Election Day, there will be a bit of a chilly breeze near the northern shores of the lake shores of Lake Superior. So a bundle up there, but no serious wind is expected as far as that goes. So voting in particular, really for Escanaba out toward Iron Mountain, Marquette, all with some chilly conditions along with a good chance of rain showers as temperatures at best near 50 or perhaps into the upper 40s. So do your civic duty, get out and vote. Just make sure you stay dry and try and stay on the warm side as well. So for tonight, across the Upper Peninsula, you can see plenty of 40s, even near 50 out toward Newberry, Marquette, upper 40s as well. Most of those rain showers, as mentioned, will be forming after midnight and into the daybreak hours on Tuesday. And for the rest of Election Day, tomorrow, not much change. We'll have temperatures holding pretty much in the upper 40s to near 50. Most of you see some rain, and the rain will be steady at times throughout the area with that chilly breeze, mainly along the Lake Superior shores. And the rest of the 7-day outlook, again, a little wet for voting day, and then after that we get some decent weather for Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Decent looking weather. Temperatures seasonal, upper 40s on Wednesday, close to 50 degrees with decent amount of sunshine for Thursday into the day on Friday. And the weekend, we haven't had a lot of rain here, despite what we're expecting tomorrow, but another chance will be on Sunday, then partly cloudy skies as we head toward Monday.
Thanks, Tom. The city of Escanaba is developing a new master plan, and officials hope to get as much community input as possible. They've created a survey for Escanaba residents and those in the surrounding area. Participants are encouraged to share their opinions on housing, economic development, what works well, what could be improved, and their vision for Escanaba's future. The Planning Commission's goal is to receive at least 500 responses to help them update the current draft of the plan.
A master plan is essentially like a community's compass and a roadmap. The more information, the more input, the more guidance we have on the decisions that are made in putting that master plan together, and therefore the direction of the community over the next 5 to 20 years.
The master plan survey is available at City Hall and online, and you can find a link to it at WZMQ19.com. We've made it through Halloween with other major holidays still to come. Marquette is making some changes to the way they celebrate, and that's what we'll be talking about with the Downtown Development Authority for insights when we come back.
Next January, one of us will be president. If it's Donald Trump, he will wake up every day and stew over his enemies list. That will help no one. If I am president, I'll be focused on my to-do list for you, the American people. I'll cut costs by cracking down on corporate price gouging, make housing more affordable, lower taxes for middle-class families, and protect Social Security. I will focus on getting things done. I'm Kamala Harris, and I approve this message. Let's get to work.
Buckles Party Store, it's where the party starts in Calumet, with an awesome beer selection featuring domestic, foreign, and craft brew beer, a great selection of wine, just about any kind of liquor you want, and a great range of tobacco products. Buckles Party Store in Calumet, it's where the party starts for everyone.
For 30 years, I was your weatherman. For all those years, you trusted me to work hard and tell you the truth. Now, I'm running for state representative for the same reasons. I want to help people who are struggling, reduce the cost of living, and make things just a little easier for UP families. I'm Carl Bonak, and I'm asking you to send me to Lansing to be your voice.
I'll always put Peninsula over politics.
Forcing schoolgirls to change in front of men, it's not normal. But Alyssa Slotkin wrote the bill to do just that. Slotkin wanted to force schools to let men into girls' locker rooms and onto girls' sports teams. Our schools are failing, and Slotkin's pushing this.
Congresswoman Slotkin is focused on letting men into girls' sports. I'm focused on teaching kids how to read. I'm Mike Rogers, and I approve this message. I'm a dad. I'll keep fighting to fix our schools for all our kids.
Join Mike's team. Give today.
The UP is a great place, but sometimes the weather changes quickly. You'll always be ready with the WZMQ 19 mobile app. Available free right now from the App Store. Your local weather power tool from WZMQ 19. You're watching WZMQ 19 News, live and local, with Kevin Hodge.
Welcome back, everyone. There's a lot of excitement around the Marquette area now that we're in the holiday season. And joining us on Insights tonight to talk about what's to come is Mike Bradford of the Marquette Downtown Development Authority. Mike, thanks so much for coming on. Always good to see you.
Yeah, love being on.
Well, we're always glad to have you. Well, let's talk about Ladies' Night, also known as Downtown Day Out.
I know, name changes, events change. But yeah, no, you got it. So Ladies' Night Out, November 21st from 4 to 8 p.m., the same thing that this community know and loves. Mm-hmm. But we wanted to expand it. So we have Downtown Day Out to basically just make this a whole day event. The reason for this was to make it more accessible for people, anyone in this community who wants to participate in these deals. Because in years past, we have 70 businesses throughout the downtown, from restaurants to retail, that create some of the best promotions you'll find all year. And because we open it up all day now, more businesses can participate too. So like, for example, Dead River Coffee, they close at 4 or 5 o'clock, right when, Ladies' Night Out picked up. So we did this so that more businesses could participate.
Sure, and what do you think it means for those businesses that do participate?
I think that there is like a great economic opportunity, especially because November 21st, this is a week before Thanksgiving and a week before, the holiday shopping really kicks into overdrive, with Small Business Saturday on the 30th. So this is kind of a way for, the local community to get out, support your small businesses, shop local, and also get, an idea of, what holiday shopping is going to look like. And I can guarantee you that there's nothing more unique than the things you can find here in downtown.
Sure, and speaking of the holidays, we have some changes this year, a few of them for how we're celebrating in Marquette. So let's start with the holiday parade. What's new this year?
Yeah, the holiday parade. So this one actually is going to look a lot more like what what we've seen in the past. However, I did also add a new thing, a cash prize for first and second place of the community's favorite float. Because we have a lot of not just local businesses, but local organizations too. So this is kind of a good way to get more involvement, more engagements, hopefully get them a little bit of prize, but also for the community to be a bit more involved, kind of vote for their favorite and kind of discuss it amongst themselves.
Any details on that prize amount?
Yeah, so first prize will be $500 and then second prize $250.
All right.
And so I'm hoping for a good turnout. It starts at NMU and makes its way south on 3rd Street to then end at the Marquette Commons, which will have the city tree lighting.
All right, sounds good to me. And speaking of the tree lighting as well, we got some changes going on there too.
Yeah, this really is the year of change, it seems.
Yeah.
But yeah, this year for the city tree lighting, it'll be basically we're adding so much more. So we have a local light installation where we're collaborating with the Office of Arts and Culture and Travel Marquette. And it's an interactive light installation where you have these huge light up cubes that when you walk by them and play with them, it creates sound, it reflects. And then also, again, live performance on a stage right down at the plaza. So it's kind of like this parade leads to the Commons for then this big blowout of a party where we invite everybody to come, and of course it's free to attend.
Sounds great. Are any of these details available online right now?
Oh, always.
Okay.
If you're ever curious to find out more, downtownmarquette.org, or just follow us on social media at Downtown Marquette.
All right, good deal. We know we got a lot of stuff going on for the holidays. Mike, how are you holding up? I know it's a busy time for you.
It's busy, but I'm actually really excited. We're trying to get businesses more involved, help them, get some more lights up, really try and lighten up, the entire downtown and make it, more festive atmosphere,
Sure.
for the community.
And I think we're going to try our best to do our part as well, Mike.
I know you guys will.
All right, Mike, thanks so much as always for coming in. And Jim Koski is next with your life in the 906. Plus, our Washington, D.C. correspondent Rachel Knapp is near Mar-a-Lago, where former President Trump is expected to be for election night. We'll be right back.
Kamala backed Biden on everything. She supported his disastrous economic agenda, higher taxes on the middle class. Kamala backed his open border policies, and their weakness invited wars. President Trump fights for you. His strength kept us safe. Trump cut taxes for families. Prices were lower, and the border secure. But Kamala wants to double down on failure. Kamala broke it. President Trump will fix it.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
He murdered his wife.
The body was never found.
He'll be executed in 2 days.
He wants absolution. He leads us to the body first. What could go wrong?
Hold the perimeter until I say the word.
Get out of the car!
These aren't the remains.
What do you want me to do, beg him?
Tell me where she is! Tell me!
NCIS Origins is all new CBS tonight, 10/9 Central, and streaming on Paramount+.
Shop hundreds of Lazy Boys at Kirkish Furniture in Houghton. Kick back in comfort in an industry-leading recliner. Choose from all fabrics, colors, and sizes with prices starting as low as $4.99, plus free delivery. Shop Kirkish Furniture in Houghton today.
I was having a miscarriage, and the bleeding wouldn't stop. Doctors made a split-second decision to perform an abortion. It saved my life and allowed me to have another baby. Carl Bonac wants politicians to make those decisions for women. He'd outlaw nearly all abortions. I work for Gen Ho because we need leaders who trust women and doctors. And I won't let extreme politicians like Carl Bonac leave my daughter with fewer rights than I've had.
Who'll be there when amazing rises up or need for a warning comes falling down? Will you start a career in the broadcasting industry? Be there. Go to BeThereMichigan.com.
Welcome back, everyone. Let's check in with the one, the only, Jim Koski for life in the 906. Jim, what do you have for us today?
The one, the only.
That's right.
Now, I bet a lot of you are familiar with the old saying, may you live in interesting times. Some say it's a curse, something that hasn't been hard to believe the past few months. Our latest round of interesting times comes to a head tomorrow when all of the name-calling, the demagoguery, the half-truths, the full-on lies, and the non-stop barrage of political commercials finally comes to an end. Living in a swing state like Michigan amplifies those interesting times, and if you found yourself overwhelmed by the sheer experience of it recently, I feel ya. So like Sarah was talking about earlier, tomorrow, or however long this whole thing takes, give yourself permission to chill. Turn off the news, or at least turn it off after this newscast is done, and then go outside for a walk. Breathe in the fresh UP air. Head down to your nearest Great Lake and let your thoughts wash away with each wave that comes in, or just walk into the woods and scream until you can scream no more. Or look at things from a historical perspective. When you think of what our forefathers and our foremothers had to live through, cities burning to the ground, banks running out of money, wars starting out of nowhere, then you realize that yes, this election is particularly stressful, and yes, we can't wait for it to be over, but you know what? From a historical point of view, no matter how bad things were, they usually got better. After Marquette burned to the ground in 1868, it was rebuilt with sandstone, leaving us with some of the most amazing architecture to be found anywhere. Marquette went through interesting times, but came out of it as one of the coolest places on the planet. So if the stress of this week gets to be too much, just remember this isn't the first time it happened, and I have a feeling it won't be the last. Just hang in there. In a day or two or three, we can look back, exhale, and say to ourselves, now is when things hopefully start to get better. I'm Jim Koski, and that is another slice of life in the 906.
All right, thanks, Jim. Great advice there. And don't forget to join Jim weekday afternoons on Q107 WMQT. As both presidential candidates make their last couple of rounds rallying voters in key battleground states, we sent our Washington, D.C. correspondent Rachel Knapp to Florida to cover the Trump campaign on Election Day. Here's a report from West Palm Beach.
Good evening from West Palm Beach, Florida. I'm outside of Mar-a-Lago. This is former President Donald Trump's primary residence here in Florida. As you can see, it's a very windy day, and there are a couple of reporters and even international correspondents here with me outside of Mar-a-Lago ahead of the big day, Election Day on Tuesday. Now, the former president has made several stops in some key swing battleground states, places like Pennsylvania, Michigan, Wisconsin, North Carolina, and Georgia these past couple of days, and up to the last few hours remaining up until Tuesday, Election Day. Now, the president has been holding several rallies in these areas. We attended one on Sunday morning in Pennsylvania. That's where he told the crowd that he wants to address items like getting rid of inflation and reducing the costs of things like groceries and housing. However, he did not tell the crowd how exactly he would go about those things. But the former president went on a long speech during that rally there, already casting some doubts about the election integrity. Take a listen.
Do you know that paper ballots, paper is very sophisticated. It's called watermark. It's watermarked, highly sophisticated. It's more sophisticated than the machines they use, which can be hacked and things can happen. These elections have to be decided by 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock on Tuesday night. Bunch of crooked people. These are crooked people.
Political scientists have explained to me before that it takes some time in some states to really maybe take a day or 2 days to finalize those votes, and in some places because there are going to be a very tight race. And one thing I do want to note for our viewers, we did request press credentials to attend the former president's watch party here in West Palm Beach on election night, to be with the former president, as these votes are coming in. However, his campaign denied our credentials. They didn't list us as to a reason why. Both campaigns, Vice President Kamala Harris's and Trump's campaign, have really fought hard trying to win over voters in Michigan. However, their campaign has not gotten back to us yet. Reporting from West Palm Beach, Florida for WZMQ 19 News, I'm Rachel Knapp. Back to you.
And Tom will have a final look at weather for you when we come back.
America is unique. Together, we watch in awe as millions flock to the ballot box, making their voices heard. Tuesday, November 5th is Election Day, celebrating patriotism, tradition, and spirit, reaching momentous decisions. Count on our team to deliver democracy in action, with first results from local, state, and national races, and unmatched reporting all day and night. This Election Day, your choice is clear. WZMQ 19 News.
Kamala Harris is going to significantly raise taxes.
Taxes are going to have to go up?
Kamala's plan will raise families' taxes by nearly $2,600 a year. Under Kamala, prices have already soared. Now she'd make it worse with even higher taxes.
Taxes are going to have to go up?
President Trump will cut taxes again. No taxes on tips, overtime, or Social Security.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
Marquette is celebrating its 175th birthday, and things have changed. From a major shipping port that helped win the Civil War, transformed into today's beautiful scenery and treasured quality of life. Join Jim Koski for Marquette at 175. Discover history when Native peoples lived here 12,000 years ago. Marquette at 175. A TV 19 special brought to you by NMU. Sunday night at 11 only on WZMQ TV 19.
Pure Outdoor is the first program dedicated to increasingly popular outdoor and eco sports. Journey to the world's most exotic, breathtaking locations. Pure Outdoor.
For Marquette, we'll keep it dry in the evening, then after midnight, some rain showers developing here. Temperatures will be dropping into the mid-40s, so not too bad, not a lot of wind either for the balance of tonight. And then as you head toward the polls tomorrow, make sure you have an umbrella and stay warm. We have seasonal chill here, mid to upper 40s, good chance to see some rain showers and some steadier rain at times. We'll keep it partly cloudy and dry to mostly sunny, dry and chilly for the middle and end of this week. Kevin, back to you.
Thanks, Tom. And that's all we have for now, folks, but we'll see you later tonight.